I'll still talk.
I'd like to call this meeting to order at the Town Pelletier Board of Commissioners. It's 6:30 Monday, August 7th, 2023. Roll call.
Walter Vincent.
Here.
Dan Taylor.
Here.
Dale Sowers.
Here.
Sonny Mason.
Here.
David Bray.
Yes, ma'am.
Tim Quinn.
Here.
All right, let's all stand for the pledge and invocation, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alice.
Heavenly Father, as we come to you tonight, we thank you for the beautiful day that you've given. And we thank you for all the people that are present, that they have interest into what is going on at this time. And we ask that you continue to visit them and to see that they will join and be a part for the benefit of this town. Bless each one that is present. Lead, guide, and direct this meeting and all meetings, for it's in your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, next is approval of the agenda. There's
I
no,
have one item on that.
okay.
Is there any way we can move the next meeting to a Tuesday after the 11th in reverence of September 11th?
We could move it to the following Monday is what we usually do.
Okay, I would ask that.
I'm on board with that.
I'm good with it.
Or do I need to, they need to vote on that?
Yeah, we'll have to advertise a special meeting, because it's not the regular meeting schedule that was adopted, so we'll just need to advertise it as well.
Okay, does the board need to vote to change this?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. Tim's made a motion to change our next scheduled meeting from the 11th until, that will be the 18th, is that
Yes.
correct? To the September the 18th.
Wait a minute. Labor Day is not the 11th, is it? It's the week before.
No, it's not Labor Day, I was out of respect for September 11th.
Oh, okay, I'm with you. I'm sorry, I misunderstood
Okay,
you, Tim.
so it'll be a quick turnaround, but so anyhow, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Second.
David.
David. Thank you.
All right, now, do I hear a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
I know that we're going to change our next, I should have talked from it, but we changed our meeting from the 4th.
no, the 4th is a holiday and then.
Okay.
Then, okay.
I'm not supposed to go too much on this.
Yeah, it's gonna be a short period between our September meeting and our October meeting, but we can still get them all in. Okay, approval of the minutes of the July 10th, 2023 meeting.
So move.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Department's report, Code Enforcement Officer, Lieutenant Chris Jensen.
Good evening all, how are you this evening?
Good.
Want to start with, it's the second one, third one, I'm sorry. Anyway. No, what is mine? Well, whatever, I intend on starting off an apology for my behavior in the last meetings with board members in the town of Belvedere. So I apologize, and I hope you'll accept my apology, because I got a little overzealous in the discussion with the board. So I apologize for that. I should have just stepped off the podium. Further on, 1105 Highway 58. I've reissued Mr. Whitson the new 30-day warning, and at the end of this 30 days, he will in fact get a citation. 169 Bucks Corner, that's kind of the same stuff. They're going through zoning issues with the town right now, so I'm just keeping my eye on it. 124 Paddiford Road. Now that one is where the man lives in Maysville. And I made several attempts at contacting him, placing notices upon store in Maysville and the one at 119 Paddiford Road. With that in mind, he's not answered to any of my requests to speak to him. So I sent a letter on to him of notice of violation, and he received that first one today. So in fact, there'll be 4 days in penalty. I will, citizens and penalty list, so I'm up to 4 now. That's 119, 124. This property is gonna be for next month as well, along with 1105. They'll be on the list of people that I'm gonna get to next. 390 White House Forks Road, they've got the notice as well. She's in Jacksonville. I've talked to the woman once when she was coming out of jail, and since then she won't answer my calls, won't take my calls or anything like. I've sent her several correspondences which she ignores, so finally I sent her her notice of violation. 191 Deaton Drive, that's a misprint, it's actually 103 Deaton Drive. This guy, Adam McLean, is the owner of that property. He has a camper in the front yard and a refrigerator on the front stoop. His house is not hooked up to utilities, and his backyard is about 4 foot high, the length of the foliage in the back. He has tires, he has 3 pieces of plywood, which he puts his household trash into. And I'm not sure where his waste products are actually going, in fact, because his camper is not hooked to the ground. So that's a mystery to me. He's been in violation for 34, 38 days, something on those lines. I've sent him correspondence every Friday with the dates of each occurrence and the fine for each occurrence. And I've tried to make contact with him in person. I've not been able to since the first one that arose. But my letters keep going, and in fact, they keep getting returned because Miss P just handed me a pile full of letters tonight. There was about 5 of them in the batch. So he's not accepting the correspondence that I'm sending him. I'm doing that return receipt thing from the post office there. 103 Southland, I should have took that one out, but he's doing fine. So anyway, long story short, I have 4 people in violation currently. I'm working my way down the old list and going slowly as I go. One of them there is 104 Wheat Court, which I neglected to say. That's the house there across from the old commissioner that's being overtaken by nature currently. There's no discernible driveway, there's no discernible yard. It's hard to see the house from the road, and when you do see the house, it's a bad time. So something needs to be done with that there. So I've sent a letter on to the owner of that property as well, and she's included on my list of penalty. Okay. Let's see here. Sheriff's Office call log. Now, this one here is for 2 months because last month I wasn't able to get my computer working to get you the numbers that I need to get you. So June is 1st, and it's 85 and 40. 85 for the in-town stuff, 40 for the ETJ stuff, totaling 125 calls for service in this area. And then we move on to July. As you can see, it was 66 calls for service and 41 calls for service, totaling 107 complete. And then I, of course, included some of the CAD notes, which I barely understand. Don't expect you to understand, so if you have questions on that, get with me. But basically, it's just sending the cops where the cops need to go. And the back page there is filled with a couple of receipt stubs that I get from the post office. I go every Friday. It's become ritual now, where I drop off my letters and I send them off to the customers as return receipt mail. So, and that's where I'm at with that. So Mr. McLean is past the 30-day mark, so I'm not sure where we go with him at this point. But I don't think he thinks this is a real thing. So that's kind of where we're at with Mr. McLean. I think he's 38 days past. I'll send him an early letter this Friday if y'all like. Every time I send him out a letter, it's $9, $8.56. But that's how much it costs to send these letters out to folks. To make you aware.
So that's the one that's got trash and.
Yes, sir. He's
and all that
got
stuff.
three plywood boards to if you're looking onto his property from the road onto the left side of the property. He's got 3 plywood boards of trash, and it's piled in there really thick, and he tries to hide it with that plywood. The neighbor next door, a nice lady from Maryland, who uses it as kind of like an escape place. She calls the sheriff's office all the time. I've dealt with her on several occasions to the point where I really want to do something for her. It's almost an embarrassing move to have to talk to her again and again because we're not getting anything done.
So, can we get someone to, or get however many people we need to go price cleaning up that?
Absolutely.
And then, charge it, or have it added to their tax bill?
That's exactly right. So that's what the ordinance you guys adopted envisions. So you send out the notices, and before we actually go on these people's property, I want to just check with Chris just to make sure that we've checked all of our boxes as far as notification.
Right.
But then we would actually abate the property, abate the nuisance, right? And then we would add that to their tax bill, so to say. So that would be the process I would recommend because it eliminates you having to talk about it each and every month, actually do something about it, because these folks aren't gonna do anything after, if they haven't done so already, after being notified and things of that nature.
Brett, can we put a mechanic's lien on what we do?
No, it's not a mechanic's lien, but it
Well,
is,
basically the same thing.
it gets you to the same place, right? So it would be a lien on the property, so if they don't pay their taxes, property taxes, then they can foreclose on it and collect those as well.
Okay.
So, anyhow, do you have any names of people?
I can get some for you and bring them to your attention in the next 2-3 days.
No, don't bring them to us.
Okay.
Take them to the lot and have
get
them
a
price that.
Okay. Okay, can do
Yeah,
that.
it's not coming to the board no more. It's going to the lot.
Okay, all right, so I'll get a few, how many bids should we be looking at, 3?
Yeah, I think they're great.
If we can get 3, you're lucky.
Okay,
Get what you can get and
I notify you.
you notify me so I can notify the commissioners.
Commissioners about
And
what
then
we're
we'll,
up to.
because we're ready to move on it.
Right.
By next month, when you come in here, I want you to say that place
That
is
place
clean.
has been, okay, and I'd like to say that as well at the next meeting.
Yeah.
To let you board members know, I will be going this Sunday. I'm going on a trip to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'll be gone for exactly 6 days and drop my daughter off at college at the University of Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Yeah. So I will be there for 6 days, but I can still, if I need to, mail out letters. Like, I'm sure I can find a post office in Alabama to do it from on that Friday. Okay? All right. Guys, questions? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How about 417 Pettiford Road?
I've not hit 417 Pettiford Road yet, but I had a list about
The one right across from Richard?
right 10 months ago of the properties that I wanted to do something with.
Right.
So I'm kind of working down that old list of the old properties that we've been talking about for ages. But I can only do but so many at one time because I am a part-time employee. So I come and this month I got 3 and now we have 4 in the works. Next month I plan to attach at least 3 or 4 more. And then we'll try to get going on those. We'll start moving on the properties that have been on that list for every day. So
My question is both for you and Mr. DeSalm.
go ahead.
Have you been given the proper paperwork to be able to write citations yet?
Yes, Mr. Selms has given me basically a civil notice of, these are the rules of the game, this is our ordinances, this is what can happen. It lists the fines per day that we can charge as a town, It lists the fees for Ms. B's, work in there as well at $175, $50 per day, and that's what I work off of.
So now you're armed and dangerous now.
Right, yeah, I'm just
So
throwing it out.
We're over that little hump.
We're over that hump. I want, that first one, last month, I wanted to see how it's gonna work for us. This is the Mr. McLean thing.
Gotcha.
And, I wanted to see how that was gonna work with the mailing on the, cause at first I was mailing him every day.
Right.
And that was getting weird. So then, it was suggested maybe go once a week, and I started doing it every Friday now. Boom, 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 boom. I mail out those letters, I keep track of them, I keep the receipts, and
So my understanding is that the dog now has teeth. We can go after the repeat offenders and
If we
stop
set
seeing
shoes-
things week after, or
if I'm
month after
not,
month.
hitting on something that you're seeing that I'm not, let me know, and we can talk about it, and we can get something done.
Gotcha. I just want to make sure you were taken care of on the legal end.
I think we're on good footing, how about that? I think we're on good footing here.
I'm happy. Thank you, both.
Yeah. Would you agree, Mr. Stone?
Yeah, I mean, if you're using the template that's.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
It's just a fill in the property
Fill in.
address thing, basically.
Yeah, it's like monkey see, monkey do, fill in the blocks.
No, it's a shame it took 3 months to get monkey see, monkey do, but
Well, I mean, we
glad
got it
we
now.
finally got it.
We got it now, we're working on it.
Awesome.
Okay.
Go.
You had 307, 5 April's Lane, the grass is knee high there.
307, you check?
Yeah, that's that same
Is that
one.
that same one? Okay, 307. See, something like that is good with these two, because I can go knock, 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 cut your lawn, or look what happens, that lawn will get cut. And that's what happened the last time, I just kind of bluffed her into it. But with this, there's teeth behind. So, 307 is good.
No.
All right, guys, is there any other questions I can answer while I'm still up here on stage?
No, sir.
Good to go? All right, thank you, gentlemen, I appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir. West Carter Fire and EMS, Chief Hunter had planned on being here tonight, but he wasn't able to make it, so he apologized to the board. So we'll move right on to the financial, as we're getting started of a new fiscal year. We got a general account, $216,272. Our PAL bill account, $19,391. And anyhow, not much money will be coming in until after January, so it'd be February, March before we see any money coming in. Any questions? All right, planning report?
Okay, we passed the shed ordinance and requested it be added to our zoning ordinances. We also passed Mr. Williams' pond side back to the commissioners with a consistency statement with it, so
Okay.
we did a good job.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Okay, commissioners report. Commissioner Quinn?
I don't have anything at this time.
Okay, Commissioner Bragg?
Just want to thank the planning board and you know, some of the commissioners for showing up for their planning meeting. Did a great job and very informative, and you know, we need to be ready for what's coming in the future, because from what I see, none of us are ready, and it's time to get ready. So thank you for all your help.
All right, Commissioner Mason?
I'm good.
Dana?
No,
Walter?
Just glad to see the planner on board and the training. We're going in the right direction now in this town. Support our plan and design.
No? Okay. And me and Walter did go to the East Carolina Council meeting. And that was very informative, and it was nice to meet everybody. So, and also want to bring up the building out here. You know, when that building, when the commissioners decided to buy that building, we did have a plan, and as you can see, you know, the mound was done. We had a septic permit ready, and then Hurricane Florence hit, then we had COVID hit, and so anyhow, it just didn't get built. Commissioner Taylor has found someone who was interested in it and has made an offer. Anyhow, I'm going to try to make a counter offer and sit down with him with the blueprints, and then we'll see if we can't go ahead and get that yard cleaned up. So anyhow, that's where we're at with it. So anyhow, now we'll move on to new business. First is John McLean's 1378 North Carolina Highway 58. New project request. The zoning's B1.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for the planning board action last week. We missed you, Sue.
Thank you, John.
I've made another set of copies. There's several things that I've got working that are not completed yet. One's a driveway permit from the DOT. They promised I'd get it within the next 10 days. Another is I have an issue with Carter Craven supplying power to my neighbor, Gerald Kennedy, and we're working on that. We have worked out a solution on that. I want you to know that this building that I want to build is not going to be exactly like the picture that we left with the planning board, but it'll be the same footprint. It'll be 80 by 84. It'll contain 5 offices in it, and there may be some slight changes. I haven't worked all that out yet, but I'm excited about doing it, and we've had a lot of work done. We've got our health permit in IP in place, and I'll answer any questions.
So you just mentioned the building be 80 foot wide instead of 65?
I'm sorry. I didn't
80
mean
by
that.
65.
I meant 84 by 65. I beg your pardon.
Okay.
I'm glad you caught that because I was sailing off.
Well, I was looking at it, I had that, I just figured he got a little bit deeper.
That's what Mark Barrel built across the road, and
Yeah.
yes, sir.
All right,
84 by 65.
gotcha.
So this building's gonna be very, very similar to his building, right?
I told him I wanted his building over there on across the street, so yes, very similar.
How you plan on dressing the front of the building?
You know, I saw a building recently upstate that had some eyebrows on it instead of the awnings. Is that what you're talking about, or?
Well, that, or are you gonna have brick or?
Yeah, and that's something that I'd love to have a coastal look if I could, maybe, I don't know, lap board or brick or something, but it's kind of in flux. I haven't really selected yet.
I got you.
I'll tell you one thing I'll do though, is that because of that western sun, I'll put some real dark glass on the front of that.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where you'll have to be careful with what you put on the outside too, that the sun doesn't destroy it real quick.
Right. There's one lone tree out in the front. I asked Nicky Krajasik why he didn't knock it down. He said, "Oh, that's a great work." It's a single little tree that you have to knock down. And that's fine. I might put some more out there.
All right. Any questions from the board?
Yes, sir.
So you're looking for approval, this is already zoned correctly and all, so you're looking to just approval to
Start building.
start building. There's no public, I mean, we don't need anything from the public. It's just an office building
It is
going on.
permitted by right. You should just have a, you need some kind of written approval if the board's gonna approve it. You can't just have it in minutes.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything that this board needs to do to approve, if they're ready to approve? Is there,
So let me make sure we understand, I think that's what Carlton's getting at. It's zoned already the way it should be zoned for this building, correct?
Yes.
All right, and this building's allowed, provided this board approves it to go forward.
Yeah.
Right, and there's no consistency statements or anything of that nature, it's just a.
That's what I was getting at. I know.
Yes, sir.
Has a application been submitted?
To the health department.
No, for a zoning compliance application.
He usually does that when, after we approve.
we do it.
Okay.
Then he'll apply for the zoning permit.
Yeah, there's nothing else.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Make a motion to approve.
All right, I have a motion by David to approve.
Second.
And I have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You approved. You just need to fill out a zoning permit.
I'll do it.
And then it'll be submitted to Carlton, and he'll have to sign off for
Yes,
it.
sir. Thank you very much.
All right. All right, as said last month, this month, we will be appointing a new planning board member, since we have a vacant seat. So, that way you commissioners had a whole month to kind of come up with someone to take that seat. Do I hear any nominations? Okay,
Colleen Thomas, she's here tonight.
okay.
Very intelligent young lady. She just got a paralegal, I think.
All right,
This one, this is Leah Jenkins' house right there in the corner.
right. Is there any more nominations? All right, would the board like to vote on Colleen Thomas? So do I hear all in favor of Colleen taking that seat? Please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome aboard.
Congratulations.
All right, next, bike helmet event. Donna?
Okay. Hi, I'm Donna Beerley. I'm a resident here of Pelletier. I'm here today seeking your support to hold bicycle safety events and distribute helmets at our town hall. Miss Sue will hold them up. I've been awarded 100 free helmets through the NCDOT Bicycle Helmet Initiative aimed at benefiting children from low-income families. These helmets, these free helmets come in a range of sizes, from toddler to adult, and feature various colors and designs. I also have some that I personally purchased. The purpose of these events is to educate children about bicycle safety and provide them with quality helmets that could potentially save their lives and protect them from head trauma. This initiative holds deep personal significance for me. Years ago, my daughter's life was spared because she was wearing a helmet. That incident set me on this journey dedicated to enhancing safety on our roads in Pelletier. This is a public service event. I am grateful for support of law enforcement and fire and EMS. And it's also a chance for kids to positively engage with law enforcement. These events are a fantastic opportunity for Pelletier to come together and prioritize the safety of children. I'm not a group, I'm simply a resident who cares about children. This initiative is not driven by politics or personal gain. I propose holding this event this month, weather permitting, maybe September or October, and anything left over, any helmets remaining, maybe right before Christmas. I think Saturday mornings would probably be best. I think we can all agree that ensuring a safer future for our children is what matters most. So I'm asking the board to approve holding a few events here at Town Hall, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. And let me just show you real quick. This is from DOT. They're really great helmets. I've got children's. And then, there's more colors and sizes all the way up to adults. And I was awarded 100, the maximum award. So I would just like to know if you all would agree to have the events here.
So what you're saying is you want to have the, to do away these helmets
Right.
to the kids here on Saturday. where
Right, and it wouldn't be just Pelletier, I mean, anybody would be invited, anyone in the area, and Vogue, I reached out to them and some others, but yes. And there would be just some bicycle safety, things going on, and then fitting them for helmets, and, just the thing is just get the helmets on the kids. It's the law, but we need to convince the parents to get the helmets on the kids and the kids to wear them, and that's my goal.
You did say that the law enforcement would be here helping you.
Yes,
and fire.
yes, I've had, Chris has offered to help, and there's a highway patrolman in Pelletier who's offered to help. And, I'll take any help, yeah,
Sounds good to me.
yeah. We've done these before, my daughter and I have done these before, bike events and convincing kids to wear helmets. So it's really not new for us, but this is new, receiving such a large supply of helmets from the state.
I think it's a great idea, but unfortunately, this board barred everybody from using the town hall.
We didn't bar everybody from using.
You barred everyone.
From having a meetings here, what we barred the meetings about. Primarily it was for the Pelletier Alliance people that were coming here. That was what this was. But we can't have any kind of meetings here. This is gonna be held, and this is not a group. It's not a group.
Doesn't matter. It's
not
an
a group.
event.
This is her doing a special event for the safety of the kids. It's not a group coming in here criticizing the town.
Yeah, I just want to say,
Fred?
I'm committed to children's safety, and I just don't want to engage in any mudslinging here, but I want to focus on what matters, and this is saving lives. This is about saving lives, and I think all the other stuff would be really great if we could, put it aside, because do you know in Pelletier, in 2020, 29% of the people were reported below the poverty level. This is something we can do as a community and come together as a community.
Let me just ask, are you asking for inside or are you doing the?
I would do it outside.
Outside.
I mean, I wouldn't be inside to use the restroom, but I would be doing it outside.
I know that this board voted to not allow folks to use this building as far as a meeting place. So what she's asking for is the grounds, whether that's permitted or not. What we really need to do as a board, just in general, is to come up with a use policy so that we can consistently apply it to whatever the groups are. One of the things that the board has to be cognizant of is you can't just exclude the groups you don't like and allow the groups you do like, right? So we need to make sure that we're even players here, and I think that's an important part. But I do think it's different than opening the building for use versus allowing people outside to use the outside of the building. Or the yards. I mean, I think that's a delineation you can make. But if this is something the board is interested in, my recommendation would we go ahead and adopt a policy so that if a future or whatever, if it's the Boy Scouts wants to hold something, or if this is a town-sponsored event, then of course that the building use wouldn't apply. So there's different ways to approach it, but I certainly think having a policy so that it's clear to every group and every person who wants to do this, whether they follow that policy, that'd be recommended.
I would like to say one thing. This is different, mainly from the one fact that it's not something that's going to go on. It's not scheduled every single month. This is a one-time thing. So that's what I feel that it's different from other policies, is because it's a one-time thing. And for anyone to come in and take away from, helmets for children, I mean, come on. What are you doing here? I'm fully aboard with Donna. I fully support what she's doing, and I think the board needs to move forward. It's a one-time thing. It's outside. It's not like what we're talking about, have certain people or certain groups or certain things or whoever they are or whoever they're calling. Having scheduled meetings is one thing. Having a single event is totally different. It's like Pelletier Day.
No.
You couldn't have Pelletier Day because it's a single event. It's a single event for charity.
If she uses the restroom, she's using the building.
Oh my God. Really? You're going there? Okay.
I'm not against giving away the bicycle helmets. I'm against the building being closed to the public. It should be open to the public because it is the people's house.
Well,
It's not we didn't pay for this building. Those folks out there paid for it. So if you let someone use it, then we should let everyone use it.
Can we just vote on it and have that decided?
we can, you know, but, you know, I know the other towns don't allow it unless it benefits the town.
Stand by for Paul.
And, so anyhow, he says stand by for a lawsuit. So anyhow, this is beneficial for not just the town, but the children in this town. So I kind of agree with David and Sonny and everybody else, I guess, except for Mr. Quinn, that, you know,
No, I
it
agree.
would be a
I
good
agree we
thing.
should do it for the children.
So anyhow, David, I believe you made a motion,
I'll second it.
and Sonny second to allow the use of the building for this special event. All in favor, say aye.
Do we need to do something before we?
Well, I think this is fine. So you're saying use of the grounds and then access to the restrooms during that day, right? That's
Yeah, if not, we'll get porta johns here or
Right,
something.
and this is also, the town, what I'm hearing from this motion is that this is, the town wants to help sponsor this event, so to speak.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
I think it's fine.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Next on the agenda is public comment, 3 minutes limit. Anybody like to say something?
I would. My name is Wendy Donahue, and I work with
Your
children.
address, Wendy, where you live?
Is that something we should have to
Yes.
say?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm up here on 1520, Highway 58.
You don't live
Do
there.
you live there?
I own.
Where do you live?
Cape Carteret.
Okay, that's all you're saying.
So, I work with children with delayed development, okay? This was on the docket before Mr. Benson decided to disallow people to meet here. So I don't think it's about the children, I think it's about, you probably should have thought about voting or suggesting the type of meeting that you wanted to cancel in here, all meetings. So I look to you, Mr. Benson, on that.
I stand by what I did, and,
Boy, you be all over Facebook.
that's fine.
Anybody else have something to say?
They want their-
All right, then we'll move forward. Old business, the flood damage prevention ordinance draft. Let's see, did you make a copy of that?
Everyone has a copy.
Huh?
Everyone has a copy.
Yeah, it's about 20 pages
Yeah,
in there.
I've already seen it, so.
Yeah.
Mine's in here somewhere. But anyhow, so this needs to go to a public hearing. Okay, then it's gotta be adopted, after the public hearing. So, y'all will have time to take a look at this, but would y'all like to make a motion to send this to public hearing at our next meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, so there'll be a public hearing on the flood damage prevention ordinance at our next meeting. Okay. Other business, none at this time. Commissioners' comments. Commissioner Quinn?
Not have anything.
Commissioner Bragg?
Scheduled meetings and one-time events are totally different.
Okay. Commissioner Mason?
I have to agree with that, what he just said.
Let it go. All right.
I think everybody knows where I stand on that issue.
Okay. All right. Next on the agenda is a closed session. for the attorney and client's privilege. So anyhow, do I hear a motion that we go into closed session?
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
All right.
Any opposed?